home now. Malcolmus Metseva and unveiling. I was in Livingston Manor, New York. So pretty local for me. I guess I kind of want to talk a little bit more about this subject that I spoke about yesterday. This question of Pantheism versus Monotheism. I came across an article that discussed how, the Tanya is a book that's has universal appeal. I'll be honest with you. I learned Tanya. I think I learn every day. I open up every day to Tanya. I've done so for years. I feel uncomfortable, honestly, though, with how Chabad, they turn it into like a new Bible. It's excuse me. There's more than just the Tanya in we have a tremendous amount of classical Jewish sources to draw from, and focusing solely on the Tanya I think is a mistake. And also there are certainly aspects of the Tanya that are universal. There's certainly aspects that should be shared, even with novices to Judaism. But there are parts of it that are also easily misinterpreted. And that have been misinterpreted, even classically been misinterpreted. Which in a way also kind of contradict some basic ideas there, So you can have an uneasy relationship with the Tanya. You don't have to take it all. It's not all or nothing. To me, one thing that appeals to me very strongly in Tanya personally is the Shar Yichud V'Amunah, and the mashal that he brings of Kriyas Yam Suf. And I've discussed that many times. It's something I like to focus on. Excuse me, on Shvi Shel Pesach. Shvi Shel Pesach is basically a holiday of faith. I remember told Zion Rebbe's son telling me that Shvi Shel Pesach is a Yantiv of Emunah. And this idea of faith, learning values of faith from Shvi Shel Pesach, from the idea that the nature of nothing is to be nothing, and without the constant energy of God being, like Dr. Greer says, awake, being invested in every subatomic particle in the universe, it would stop, and in the multiverse, really, it would all stop existing. And he compared it to how the Red Sea, the Bible tells us that the waters of the Red Sea were held up by wind, and as soon as the wind took it away, the liquid goes to its natural state, which fills its container, which is that there are different views. It's not universal. Same thing, the Tanya's doctrine of the tzaddik, I would venture to say, is radically different from any other Hasidic school. And I understand the theology behind it of saying, but it's also quite difficult, it has led to people being offended. Because people use different parlance, and for someone to say someone who's known as a great tzaddik is a Beinoni, and to justify it by saying, well, he said so himself, that's we can understand why people will be offended by that. I'm a Russia, I know, certainly according to the Tanya, we can always do tshuva, and even according to, but the doctrine of the tzaddik is, I think, certainly if Likutei Moharan is radically different from the doctrine of the tzaddik in the Tanya, as well as the Sefer that talks most about the doctrine of the tzaddik, I think, of the classical early Hasidic Sfarim would be the Nehemiah Melech. It's usually called the Sefer Shel Tzadikim. I've heard people say, Tanya, it says it's Sefer Shel Beinoni. But and someone, I once heard that the certain Sefer is the Sefer Shel Shoyim, but a very holy, wonderful Sefer, and he didn't say that in a negative way, but it's easily misinterpreted. But I remember discussing with Rav Kaddish Waldman in Yerushalayim, the Shaila could, what the Tanya defines as the Tzad, as the Rasha, still be Zoicha to Hashpos. Absolutely. Even you don't even need to be from our tradition to be Zoicha to Hashpos. That's what I would say. When you see someone like Dr. Stephen Greer, who's definitely not part of our tradition, but the things that he's saying are very clearly wisdom that is in line with Torah. So, well, thank you for watching. God bless you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And all right, thank you. All right, God bless.